The first time Iain Armitage set foot on the Colorado Springs set of Our Souls at Night, he was just a kid, innocent, curious, wide-eyed. The mountains around him had that rare kind of clarity, the air crisp, the sky so high that it seemed to stretch beyond possibility. He had come to perform, but he stayed, overwhelmed by more than just the rehearsal, the cameras, or the direction. He stayed for moments. Robert Redford was there. Jane Fonda. Legends whose names Iain had read, whose performances he had admired from afar. But off the screen, under the midday sun, Redford wasn't a monument. He was warmth, patience, kindness. A gentle giant in the landscape of cinema. Iain remembers the little things. On his Instagram post, almost a decade after filming, he posted behind-the-scenes snapshots of himself and Redford. Photos of laughter lines and shade, of long shadows of afternoon, of toy trains set up on a table, their tiny wheels and tracks glinting in the sunlight. He wrote a letter to Mr. Robert. Not Bob, as the crew called him, but Mr. Robert. Because even at that age, Iain felt that movie sets are small schools and every name, every title carries weight. Dear Mr. Robert, he wrote, it has been a pleasure to work with you. I've learned so much from watching you. Sometimes when you don't even know it, I am watching and learning. My best memory is when we played the train set together. Thank you for being so nice to me. I am so proud to know you. Love, Iain. More than lessons about acting, though those came too, what stayed with him was being seen. Not as the kid actor, but as a person who could roast marshmallows without knowing he was making a memory, who could fish, play baseball, assemble toy trains as if the world outside that moment did not exist. These are simple, timeless joys. These are what memory holds on to. Redford was more than a teacher. He was a guardian of moments. When the camera stopped, Redford didn't vanish into legend. He stayed kind, stayed human. He didn't treat Iain like someone smaller. He treated him like someone present, someone worthy of gentleness. It makes you think that kindness on set, especially from a seasoned actor, has a ripple effect. It shapes confidence, trust, a belief that one belongs. Iain learned that. The landscape around them was beautiful. Colorado Springs, quiet parts of the world where mountain air is pure, where evening comes with a serenity most urban hearts have forgotten. Iain remembers the wildness, cool nights, the smell of pine, the hush that comes when the sun dips. It's a kind of magic that seeps into you. He says, even when you leave, that echo of place remains. And when you work with someone like Redford in such a place, it heightens everything. Every caring glance, every offhand joke, every pause in filming where the world seems to exhale. He remembers playing with train sets. I can almost see it. The tracks, the tiny locomotives, Iain's hands arranging little cars, Robert Redford sitting nearby, in the shade, a gentle smile, offering advice or telling stories, not as instruction, but as sharing. The train set becomes more than a toy. It becomes a symbol of mentorship, of slowing down, of childhood unfolding around art. And marshmallows. Roasting marshmallows under evening skies. Fishing and baseball. These are the edges of what's seen, what people capture in still photos, but also the undercurrents in the heart. They teach that acting, that art, is not only about lines, stage presence, or perfect takes. It is about connection, laughter, shared silence. They teach that sometimes the best instruction is just kindness. Iain says Redford was kind. That seems almost too simple a word, given the magnitude of who Redford was, a symbol of Hollywood's golden age, of storytelling, of activism, of Sundance. But kindness is not simple. It is rare. It lingers. It changes a boy. Iain used the word lucky to describe himself. A lucky kid. In that luck, there is awareness of how many actors might never get such grace, such witness, of how much work, emotion, discipline, courage lies beneath even small roles. Watching legends, learning by watching. The kind of education that doesn't come from a textbook, but from observing unspoken craft. And even beyond craft, he learned humility. He learned to address Redford as Mr. Robert, even when the crew called him Bob. That formality is not about distance, but about respect. It's about recognizing someone's life, someone's journey, someone's dignity. It's about knowing that certain people, in the generosity of their presence, deserve that small reverence. As Redford's life came to a close, Iain reflected. He shared those behind-the-scenes photos, the note, the memories, not to assert glory by association, but to say, here is what I hold dear. Here is what shaped me. Here is what kindness looks like, person to person. In a world where so much is staged, so much is loud, those quiet memories have resonance. What remains, as Iain says, is gratitude. Grateful for the moments when Robert Redford saw him not just as the kid, but as a young artist on the path, worthy of respect and gentle laughter. Grateful for being invited into a space where stars are real people, where even legends can be generous. Robert Redford's legacy is massive, his films, his influence, his vision. But Iain's memories teach that part of that legacy is the small, human moments, kindness, mentorship, presence. Of teaching not just how to act, but how to be. Of showing that even in the glow of a big name, one can tend to others with humility. In the dusk of the set, when the light faded and Redford's voice would lower, perhaps telling a story about the tracks, or pausing, or laughing at a misaligned train, Iain saw something. That stories are built not only on the big scenes, but on the shared quiet. Those are the scenes you carry with you. And Iain will carry them. The train set pieces, the fishing rods, the marshmallow flames, the name Mr. Robert. Because what life gives him, he says, he will never forget.